All right, so I'm here today. Just got this in the mail. Nice paradigm. I'm gonna compare it to this Enigma. I want to see how much more understable it possibly is. See if it has a place in the bag. If it replaces one, you should just choose one over the other. How it flies on different lines, and hyzer, different distances, and then we'll take a quick discussion on how it feels. So let's check it out. Okay, so obviously, right when I look at them, you would think by the numbers they're gonna look and feel pretty similar. I know that because it's a 6 glide, it's probably gonna have some differences, and you can see it a little bit in its profile. What I immediately notice is that for a 12 speed, that this rim on the Paradigm feels a bit less thick than the Enigma, and on the rim, it feels like on the underside, there's a more gradual drop into the rest of the disc, more like a fairway driver, the way you would feel a fairway driver have that more drastic drop, whereas the Enigma is a lot more gradual all the way down into the inside of the disc. And so again, I went out there expecting the Paradigm with its numbers and its glide to be a bit more understable, but I was honestly surprised when I started off with a 300 foot this 300 foot throw flat. I threw the Enigma, and you'll see that even at 300 feet it kind of turns out just a little, holds pretty straight, and then finishes, whereas the Paradigm, and I may have hyzered it just a little, but the Paradigm, it looked to be a bit more stable out of the hand, and then finished even a little bit with a harder fade. And then I went to about 350 right into a headwind towards these trees, and I threw them both on flat, expecting to see their turn a bit more, to see what the wind's going to do to their turn. And so in the Enigma, you see it turn out like I would expect an Enigma to, especially into the headwind, and then finish back like I've seen. And I expected the Paradigm to almost probably flip and turn over into the ground, but it had about as much or even a little less turn than the Enigma, and it turned out and then just finished back with a harder fade. And then we get to about 400 feet to these trees, and it's a little bit of a turn and then down into that tree at 400. What I will say is, although it says a 6 glide, I found the Enigma to glide a bit more, whereas although the dome may be there to help with some glide, this drop off in the rim may cause it to dump out sooner. And so on the 400, you see its Paradigm a bit higher, so I still think I pushed it out far enough, but it still just finished out left. And then I went to pump these towards those goalposts at about 420 feet, and you'll see the Enigma, same idea. This was a tailwind, so I expected more stability, but I wanted to see the glide and see the understability of one being carried more by the wind. And the Enigma carried further. It went about 450, whereas the Paradigm went about 420, 430. And you see that I even tried to hang it out and pump it out right a bit more, expecting a bit more turn. I wanted to get the turn out of it, but with the tailwind, there was nothing, and it just crashed hard left. And then I went into the hyzers. You'll see that they both have a very similar sweeping hyzer. Both of them on a farther, longer sweeping hyzer. Both will swing out pretty similarly. Not one was different than the other. And then on a turnover around that light pole, they both seemed to hold their lines very similar. I may not have given the Enigma enough forward momentum to carry its turn further, because you'll see it kind of faded out at the end, which goes against everything we've been seeing, that the Paradigm seems to be a little more stable, because the Paradigm just held its line the entire way and then finished forever out there. And so I thought, when I got this Paradigm in the mail, I saw it when I ordered it, I thought it was going to be more comparable to the DD1, although I didn't save one to compare it to. I think that if people are uncomfortable with wider rims in their distance drivers, but having to disc down to a lower speed kind of ruins the stability you're looking for, it feels like this Paradigm is actually equivalent to an Enigma, but with a thinner feeling rim outside of the fairway driver feel, at least that I noticed. And honestly, we'll see how they go after a few weeks of being thrown, but it felt like the paradigm was actually slightly more stable. So let me know what you guys thought, what you guys see, and what you guys think are maybe causing this to be a bit more stable, or anything else you've heard or seen if you've thrown one, because I was quite surprised and I didn't expect that. I thought a better comparison would be this and the MD or the DD1. So let me know, and thanks for watching.